Welcome to the Gorillaz tribe of Amazon sellers.
Right, today we've got a live search, product search using Jungle Scout. Now, Jungle Scout they've revamped their algorithm. They've updated their algorithm so the numbers are more accurate, and they've been working on this for a long time. I spoke to Greg, and he said that the team have been working on this constantly, and they've just released the latest algorithm, and he's very confident that now is probably the best analytical numbers on the market. So let's have a look at that. We've also got a look at the new user interface on the web app, so we'll have a look at that as well. We'll go through that in details. But as this is a live search, let's have a look at what we've got. So we've got the new improved Jungle Scout platform that we're going to be using, and this is, I haven't done any research on this whatsoever, so this is going to be purely ad hoc, and I'm just going to choose a couple of categories to have a look through, and let's see what we come up with. And this is basically the same thing that I do day in, day out when I'm looking for new products, and this is what you should be doing as well. So let's have a look at the winning combination of what we use, and has been a proven strategy for the Gorillaz tribe for some time now, and what the attributes are before we jump into anything else, because that's important to understand what to look for from a different numbers point of view, from an analytical point of view. So let's have a look at that. So demand. So it's always good to actually try and find a product that is already selling and selling well. In other words, it's got the demand there. A couple of people in the group have asked me to have a look at a couple of things over the last couple of weeks, and one of those had next to no demand whatsoever. It was a very obscure product. Nobody was buying it, basically. Good product, but there was nobody out there actually buying it. So therefore, the demand wasn't there. So to invest in a product that sells very slowly is it's certainly the long play on that one, but probably not the ideal one. So what we're looking at here is 300 units sold per month. That is what we try and gauge there. So let's keep that in mind. And I'll do a summary page before we jump into trying to apply some of these to the filters themselves. So we've got the sort of 300 units a month on demand, because that basically is like selling 10 units a day, which is not outrageous, but it's enough to actually sort of show that there is demand there, and it's a solid demand on a month-to-month basis. Okay, and the other thing was not looking for is seasonal products. So if I'm selling Christmas tree lights now, you can bet your bottom dollar I'll be selling this next to zero. But come December or November and December, I'd be sort of potentially selling a lot of products, because that is when everybody would want them. But now it was zero demand. So don't pick a seasonal product as well. Let's have a look at the next thing, reviews. When we're looking for a product, let's have a look at what we've got here is 2 sellers with less than 100 reviews in the top 5, and at least 5 sellers on page 1. And I would say that this sort of second attribute second part of this attribute is probably the better one. 5 sellers on page 1 with less than 5 reviews. Okay, so let's keep that in mind as we're moving forward. I quickly jumped into the next demand attribute. So that is no dominant players. Okay, no dominant players. We want a fairly even playing field if we're going to be trying to compete with some of the competitors. And let's face it, there are competitors out there, and we need competitors because that drives the demand. All right, so but what we don't want to be doing is competing with dominant players. Now, what I mean by dominant players is it's quite easy to see, because all you can have a look at is the top 4 bestsellers for the particular keyword. We'll have a look at that as well. Okay, and make sure the top 4 sellers have no more than 50% of the total revenue on page 1. All right, so that's a quick calculation. It's no need to get down to the single dollar and cents, but you can quickly average that out and quickly look at it. If it's a close thing, just download the information into a quick spreadsheet and do a quick calculation. But in general, it's going to be the top 4 with no more than 50% of the total revenue. So basically what you're doing there is adding up all of the revenue, then adding up the top 4, and just doing that division calculation. Revenue, right? This is important. Again, all of this is like interlinked and it all acts together. Okay, so if you've got demand, that means there's product selling. Yeah, that means there's multiple sellers selling it, and therefore there's revenue to be made. And what we're looking for here is a minimum of $75,000 to be made on the first page, because that shows that there's enough of that pie to go around. There was only 1,000 being made. Yeah, you could get a slice of the pie, but a slice of the pie is going to be very small. It's not going to be worth chasing after or investing products into that sort of very small slice of pie. But if there's a reasonable amount of revenue being made on the first page, you can get a slice of that. It just makes sure there's enough of it. But what you don't want is too much. You know, I've seen a couple of products out there, and there's quite a few products out there that has got a huge amount of revenue on the first page. Very popular demand. Obviously, a lot of sellers as well. And you know, you got over $1 million being made on the first page. Well, don't forget, we're starting out. Okay, and any product, doesn't matter if you've got 10 products up already, your 11th product, you're going to be starting from ground zero again. So you need to be able to look at that and make sure that you can compete and actually go after that slice of pie on the first page. So you don't want too many. So what we're saying here is the total revenue on the first page between $75,000 and $750,000. Is that flexible? Yeah, sure. All of these attributes are not set in stone, and a lot of it depends on the actual sort of category you're going after as well. But it's a guideline. All of these are guidelines. Okay, so let's have a look at the next attribute. And then conveniently, there are 6 that we're looking at to start with. Competition. This is quite difficult to actually get these days. It was a lot easier some time back, but it's getting more and more difficult to find this golden egg with respect to the competition. And what we're saying is, if you can find it, find one with less than 100 competitors. Now, if you've got your average page is showing you 16 results for any particular keyword. So if you do times that by 6, that gives you 96. So on page 6, if you're still seeing exactly the same product, in other words, garlic press after garlic press after garlic press, you're going to be, for sure, there's going to be more than 100 competitors. Okay, so that's on page 6. If, on the other hand, you're on page 6 and you're seeing a variation of various different products, take the garlic press. So if we're searching garlic press and there's only one garlic press on page 6 and the rest is made up of various different random kitchen products or non-kitchen products, then you know that you've got less than 100 competitors. All right, so that's fairly easy, look-see, analytical sort of way to gauge whether you've got competition or not. So let's go look at the price. The price is really important as well, as you can imagine. And don't get me wrong, again, all of this is a guideline. It can be flexible, can go up, can come down. And I know a number of people are selling products under $10. It just makes it hard work to make any money on that. So sell a product greater than $17, but less than 60. Now, greater than 17 is because by the time you've bought the product, shipped the product to Amazon taking their fees. Okay, you taking out your pay-per-click sponsored ad costs. The rest is your profit. Now, with a product that's $17, you could probably get a margin on there of $10 or slightly under, so which is not bad. If you got a product that's selling for $10, your profit is a couple of dollars. Consequently, you need a ton of products. Yes, you can make money on those products, but you need an awful lot more products up and listed and all selling in order to make the same sort of net profit. Okay, below $60. Okay, well, around the $60. Simply because if you're selling a product for $60, the actual cost of the product to start with is inevitably going to be higher. The higher the product, the greater your initial investment is going to be. Okay, simple as that. So this is why we try and keep it at a reasonable level in order to make it manageable for everybody to start. Okay, excuse me. Right, so this is the new look Jungle Scout. As you can see, it's a little bit different to what it used to be. It's got the same attributes, same categories, same filters, but a slightly different user interface and a slightly different layout. All right, so we're going to be going through this in detail when I go live, and we're going to do a search. And again, we can choose the marketplace over here. All right, so we can choose the marketplace. These are the categories on the left-hand side. We can see that, so we can choose or put the tick in the box on which categories we want to search through. On the right-hand side, again, the screen is split into two as normal. Well, previously it was split into three. These sort of product tiers and sellers were the third column. Now it's just on top, which is pretty convenient. And then you got the filters down here. We're going to look at each of these filters and we'll see what their attributes translate into these filters. Okay, so I'll have a look at that next. And again, we've got the keywords down the bottom here. So it's a slightly different looking interface, but it gives us the same results. And when we're doing the analytical on the Chrome extension, the numbers are better because they've updated their algorithm, like I said earlier. Okay. Right, so going back to our attributes, now we're translating these attributes into the filters that we just saw over here in the Jungle Scout Chrome web app on the right hand side here. Okay, so what I've done here is taken our attributes and tried to plug them in so you can understand where we're going. So the first filter is price. We've already discussed that. So it's a minimum of $17 and the maximum of $60 for the reasons I just stated. The net, I generally leave that blank because we're driving other attributes to actually get this. The rank, this is something that whether I play with it or adjust it as I'm searching along. So what I tend to do is put in a minimum of 5,000, maximum of 15,000. But again, this really, really depends on the category you're going in. Okay, it really does. Because a 5,000 BSR in kitchen is going to give you a totally different result as opposed to a 5,000 in automotive, for example. It's totally different result. So therefore, it does need to be adjusted as you go along. Again, these are just guidelines, but it's a good starting place to go with. The sales, we've already talked about that. So it's a minimum of 300 units per month. Now the revenue, I just put the minimum in. Okay, and we've already, it's just a quick sum here. So we know that we want to sell 300 units a month. We know that our minimum price is $17. So therefore, 300 times 17 is 5,100. So therefore, I'm going to put my revenue in once we get to the filters at 5.1. Okay, simple as that. Reviews. Well, we've already stated that we're looking for less than, in other words, the maximum number of reviews should be 100. This is just the initial filter. Okay, so the rating is something that we didn't talk about in the attributes, but the rating, this is your star rating. Okay, a 5-star rating gives you a perfect score. Obviously, a 1-star is it's a pretty terrible. It really shouldn't be listed product as a 1-star. 1-star. 4.5 just means that there's potentially room for improvement. Okay, so there's going to have a few 1-stars, a few 2-stars, maybe some 3-stars, or certainly 1 to 3 stars. So what I would do here is just review those 1 to 3 stars and see what the issue is, see what the problems that people are having with the particular product, and actually make a list of those issues such that if we go ahead with a particular product, we can talk to the supplier, say to the supplier, you know what, this particular product has been having issues in the past with some of the other products. Can we make it stronger, better, different color, whatever the issues are, try and address those issues to make your product better than what you've been reviewing. And you can do that by reviewing the 1 to 3 star reviews. Okay, so this is why we put the rating as a maximum of 4.5. There's no point in having a look at the perfect products. Let's have a look at some that got potential for improvement. What we don't want to be doing is shipping products around the world that are really heavy, because that's just going to eat into your sort of profit margins at the end of the day. The lighter, the better, basically. So I'm putting a maximum of £2 on here because I know that I can get products shipped around a reasonable price for that. Excuse me. Sellers. Then this is the number of sellers. Now, generally, I just leave this blank. I'm not interested in how many sellers are there. If you're doing some retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, things like that, where you're actually competing against others for the buy box, then yeah, sure, this is important. But as a private label seller, you should only be the only one that's selling your product because you're the owner of that. So therefore, it's going to be one. So I just generally leave that blank. Don't worry about it. LQS, listing quality score, it stands for. And this is pretty unique to Jungle Scout. And certainly Jungle Scout were the ones that come up with this and actually added that into their program. So the LQS just means that what they take into above is all of the above filters and some of the filters above and the quality of the actual listing itself. So basically what they're doing is looking at the title, they're looking at the bullet points, they're looking at the back end, they're looking at anything they can with respect to sort of how good the listing is itself. Images, how many images there are exactly. And what they'll do is they'll put a score against each of the elements that they're looking at and come up with the overall listing quality score. 100 being a perfect listing, 1 being the worst possible listing there is out there probably. So basically what we're doing here is looking at, again, opportunity for improvement on the listing. And again, this is something we can adjust as we're moving through to give us different results. So I'll put in there a maximum of 75 to start with as a basic starting point. Okay, so that's translating our attributes into what the filters are on Jungle Scout itself. So it's now time to go live. I'm just going to minimize this and go straight over to Jungle Scout web app. So I'm going to be using Jungle Scout web app and Jungle Scout Chrome extension. As you can see up here in all of my multiple Chrome extensions, I've got the Jungle Scout Pro loaded. Excuse me. So let's go. Marketplace. We've got various different marketplaces available to us. I'm just going to stick with the United States for now. So that's predominantly where I'm going to be listing all of my products. And we can actually choose a number of different categories, select one or multiple categories. So basically we select all, and that's easily done by selecting all or unselecting all, or you can just choose a couple of products at a time or a couple of categories at a time. So I'm just going to choose 2 for now and see how we get on. So I'm going to go beauty and personal care, which I am ungated. Make sure some of these are gated, by the way. And what gated means is just restricted. Not everybody can go on there and sell products in that particular category. You need to get permission and get unlocked or ungated by Amazon in order to sell in some of these categories. I think I'm gated in the majority of these now, apart from groceries. I'm not ungated there. I've got no interest in selling in there at this present moment in time. So I'm going to go beauty and personal care, and I'm going to pick one other. Excuse me, got a bit of a cough today. Sorry about that. I'm going to go with. He says. Pick one. I'm going to go baby. Why not? So which is ungated. It's got no restrictions on there. So gated. So display. I'm going to go sort of display at 100 once we get the results. up and running. So over on the top right hand corner, we've got standard or oversized. I'm going to say I want to only look at standard size products. Okay, I'm not looking into oversized products, right? I definitely want to sell standard size products. Oversized products just cost you more money at the end of the day. Seller, I'm not particularly worried who's selling it. FBA means fulfilled by Amazon. FBM is fulfilled by merchant. In other words, you're drop shipping or you're sending stuff in from your garage or another third-party warehouse. And Amazon just means that either it's an Amazon product or they've invited a seller, someone like myself, into their vendor program where they actually control the listing itself. And this is where you'll be able to see listed by Paul Adams, sold by or shipped by Amazon. Okay, if it's an Amazon product, you'll see shipped and sold by Amazon. Okay, so it's easy to recognize when we're looking at that. So I've got two categories listed over here. So let's go and have a look at our filters. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to see if I can minimize this. Where is it? Where is it? Well, let's come back to it. We know what we're looking at anyway. So we're definitely on here. Okay, we're in the right area. So minimum price, we know that's 17. Okay, and maximum price is 60. So you just add in the attributes as you go through. Net, we said we were going to leave that blank. Rank, we said that we're going to go 5,000. And again, this is something to have a look at later on. So 15,000 is a maximum. Okay. Minimum number of sales is 300. So I leave the maximum blank. Revenue is a minimum of 5,100, we said. Reviews, maximum 100. Ratings, maximum of 4.5, we said, didn't we? Maximum weight is 2. Number of sellers, leave blank. And the maximum LQS, listing quality score, is 75. All right. Now, I'm going to leave the include keywords and exclude keywords out because I'm not sure what I'm actually looking for. So there's no point in doing that. But if you're looking for a specific garlic press, for example, you can say exclude garlic press and look for anything else that's coming through from, people list that as the best garlic crusher, for example. That's an alternative keyword that could come up, for example. Right. So, and you've also got the save filter and load filter set now. So there's no need to keep going through this time and time again once you actually look at multiple products. But I'm going to leave that as it is for the moment. And I'm just going to go for search. So let's have a look. Let's see what our results come up with. Now, it may come up with nothing. But in this case, it's come up with 999 items, which is okay. So now we've got this. What I like to do is automatically go through in my head the products to avoid. Now, the products to avoid are anything that's breakable, anything that goes on the skin or in the body, including pets and animals, anything that's too complicated to put together. In other words, it's sort of multiple parts, multiple boxes per shipping. Anything that's breakable, anything like electronics, anything that's electronics, you will get some returns. Absolutely, you will get some returns. Okay, it's just a matter of how many returns you will get. That's the issue. Simply because it's statistically known that during production, electronic products on a PCB, you've got multiple components on there, obviously, and statistically, it's proven that you just can't get 100% correct. I mean, like, absolutely 100% correct. You will get some failures at some point. Absolutely guaranteed. So you just got to make sure you mitigate that. So therefore, I don't touch electronic products to start with when I'm first launching. So as I'm going through this, I will actually go through there. This goes on the body. I'm not interested in that. iPad gels for eyelash extension, lint-free patches. Got no idea what they are. So let's have a look at it as we're going through this. So we've got our, let's move this up so we can actually see that against our filters that we've set. And we've got the price. Okay, so we've got the price at $22.99. Right, we've now got the fees showing. This is the FBA fees at $6.44. We've got our net at $16.55. So therefore, we know that we need to go and find this product at a price that makes sense, including shipping, such that, say, for example, it's $10 landed. Now, what I'm talking about landed is that by the time you've actually purchased the product, shipped it into Amazon, right? That's a landed product, right? So if that's $10, for example, your net profit is $6.55, okay? Because what they can't tell on here in this particular program, or any program for a matter of fact, is what your buying price is, okay? What your cost of goods are. So therefore, they tell you what the net is with respect to the Amazon net payout. All right, so $16.55. That's reasonable. I'm happy enough with that because I know that we could actually potentially buy this for less. Okay, weight is excellent. Less than £1. That's really cool. So we like that. The rating's 4.4, so we know that we've got room for improvement there. Our ranking is sort of 10,955, and there's only one seller, so there's a private label sort of seller there. 49 on the listing quality score. Can you imagine that? 49, so it's only half optimized. Literally, it's half optimized. 500 sales, 11,500 per month. All right. So, what over on the right hand side, we've got a number of different sort of symbols. We've got the plus, so we can add that product to the tracker. Well, I'm not sure I actually want to do that yet, because I want to have a look at other things. Refresh the data. Now, again, when I spoke to Greg on this, with respect to how quickly and how often and how frequently they update their data, depend on how quickly and how frequently products move. In other words, how much of a change there is in the data. So if it's a fairly static product that sort of is not really changing that much from a BSR point of view, in other words, it's pretty stable. They could be selling a lot, but it's pretty stable in the marketplace. They won't update it so as frequently as something that is moving around a lot. Okay, so that's basically the answer there. Sorry, and then we've got the sort of the button down here. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Took a drink of water. So this button over here just allows us to review that on Amazon. So let's click that and have a look. Now, once we're on here, we're not actually analyzing this particular product because I don't know what the competition is. There might be 1,000 of these things out there. It might just be 2 people selling it. I don't know. So once we're here, there's no point in pressing the Jungle Scout Chrome extension because we've got exactly the right data over here for this one particular product. We're not analyzing one particular product. We're analyzing a bunch of products. Okay, we want to know what the competition's like, what we're up against. So therefore, what we need to do here now is actually have a look at the keyword and do the research on the keyword. Okay, so let's understand what we're looking at. So it's 100 pairs of natural under eye gel pads for eyelash extension. Don't worry about the premium. So it's under eye gel pads for eyelash extensions. Let's try that. Okay, so let's copy that, drop that into there, paste that. I'm going to change that to all departments and do the search there. Let's just see if we've got the right search term. Sometimes you have to sort of adjust to see where you are, but that should be pretty good. So you can see up here we've got a sponsored section at the top. We've got a couple of sponsored ads here. This is sponsored. This one's sponsored as well, so ignore those. And the first naturally organic listed product here is this one. So under eye pads for eyelash extension. So looks like we're on the right track here, and We've got a couple of sort of non-products there. They're sponsored, so ignore those. Here's the product that we were looking at. Look, there it is. So that's that one there. So we're definitely in the right track with respect to the search term. Okay, so this is a good search term. Now I'm happy enough that we can actually go over to the JungleScape Chrome extension, click that, and let's have a look at the data that this is going to bring up. So remember that we're looking for under-eye gel pads for eyelash extensions, which is quite a long keyword, long-tail keyword, what they call a long-tail keyword there. That's not just one particular word, it's a multiple one, so that's pretty good. While that's loading, I'll just grab some more water. Alrighty, so let's have a look. So going back to our attributes, I wish I could actually pull this up. I don't know why it's where it's gone now. So let's have a look. We've got our pricing. So I'm just going to scan down here. So we've got a couple here that's a $9.99, but basically in general it's just pretty okay. So the average price, as you can see, is $17.77, which is just above our minimum threshold of $17. All right. So how many are we selling a month? We're definitely selling more than 300 a month. All right, so we can see that there's quite a lot of sales here, and in fact the average monthly sales is 443, so that ticks the box there. So we've got two attributes sort of covered. Average number of reviews, let's have a look at this, because we're after at least 5 with less than 100 on the first page. This is the first page results for this particular search term. So let's have a look here, 203. We've got one sort of dominant player here, I guess, but we certainly haven't got sort of 4 dominant players. But let's have a look at the reviews anyway. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I would say they're all under 100 apart from 2. This one here and this one here. All right, so that's very, very good. Very good indeed. Right, dominant players. Let's have a look at the dominant players. So let's take the top 4. So we've got 1 here, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now let's have a look at that, add that up. So that's going to be, and again, it doesn't need to be accurate. So that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60,000. So if you add up the whole overall, it's going to be, we need 60, we need 120. We haven't got 120. So basically the top 4 are dominating this space. Okay, so if you add that up, so I call that 5, 10, 20, 30. You haven't got 60 there. Okay, so the top 4 actually are dominating this space, believe it or not. However, this is a particular area because everything else is looking pretty good. In other words, the number of reviews, right? The selling price is pretty good, right? What I want to validate now is the number of competitors. If I've got a low number of competitors, this is going to go on my short list because I quite like the numbers. Okay, even though we've got, you know, they're not really dominating. They're not like massive players in here. You know, so would I be happy enough in this position here, for example? Yeah, for sure I would. 6 reviews, doing 8,500 a month revenue. I'd be very happy with that as one of my products. Okay, very happy indeed. So opportunity score on the top right hand corner. Okay, let's have a look at that. This is an aggregate score on a scale of 1 to 10 that grades the potential opportunity for sellers, people like you and I. A high score, 9 or 10, means it could be a great opportunity for sellers. A low score, 1 of 2, represents a niche that may have low demand, high competition, high quality listings, or a combination of. In other words, steer clear. All right. But this is saying this is pretty good. 8. There's not many 8s that I come across, I tell you. So that's pretty cool. So let's shut this down. Let's have a look at the competition. So remember what I said. If we get to page 6 and there's still a lot of iPads for eyelashes, yeah. If we're dominating, that's like all of the page 6 is full of that. We know they've got more than 100 competitors. If we're seeing some random stuff in there, we know that we've got less than 100 competitors. Therefore, this is a pretty good opportunity to have a look at. Back then, we were looking through this, and we come across this particular product here, which was under eye gel pads for your eyelash extensions. All right. So basically, what I've done is added that to the product tracker. I've only just done that this morning. So we've got a limited information in there. But basically, what I want to do now is go off and find more information on this, because what I've noticed is as you go over to sort of the product database again and see this set of results, you'll see this product come up a number of times, which tells me that there's quite a few opportunities for that particular product, which I'm going to investigate in a second. So this is basically under eye gel pads for eyelash extensions. Excuse me, sorry about that. Eyelash serum, so that's not quite the same. But we got them here again, look, under eyelash extension gel pads. Okay, so we've got eyelashes here, so some eyelash stuff going on here. Now I've for those that know me, I've got no hair, so I've got no interest in this myself, but it could be a potential good problem. When I say problem, it's what I try and find is a solution for a problem. Okay, so let's go and have a look at this on Amazon itself and start to investigate a little bit more. So basically what I want to do now, because I've already added this to the tracker, that's going to start tracking this particular product. It's only going to track one ASIN, so I need to basically add more products so I'll get a bigger picture. Now generally I'm using an alternative program to this, but I'm going to stick with Jungle Scout Web App for the moment because it's really cool. So basically what I'm going to do is open up Amazon, have a look at this particular product, and I'm going to try and find not this particular product. I'm going to try and find all of the competitors. So basically I'm going to say it's under eye gel pads for eyelash extensions. Now, that's a pretty long keyword, what we call a long tail keyword. It's not just one particular word, eyelashes or gel pads or extensions. It's built up, this keyword is built up a number of different keywords themselves, what we call a long tail keyword. So basically what I'm going to do now is copy that, and I'm going to paste it up here. I'm going to change that to all departments, and I'm going to do the search there. Now remember, I was using this, and this is the way I do recommend it, use the web app and the Chrome extension in conjunction with each other. Okay, so basically what we've got to try and do is work out whether we've got the right keywords in order for what we're doing. Ignore the sponsored ads, this is the first two. So we've got the patches there, patches there, patches there, patches there. I think we've got the right thing that we're looking at. There's our one that we're looking at earlier. All right, so now let's jump on here and put in the Chrome extension. Jungle Scout Pro I've got loaded there. So we're going to wait for this to populate and see where we are from an attribute point of view. Now, if you cast your mind back, if you can't, so let me remind you, what we're looking for is around 300 units to be sold. So we've got more than that clearly over here. We're looking for probably 5 people or sellers with reviews under 100, and you can see the majority on this first page have got well under 100. There's only 2 people that got over 100, and the biggest one's only got 205. So that's crazy. Okay, so we're also looking at the average price now. The average price to me has to be over $17. Now here we're looking at 1760. So one would assume that we've got some well under and some over. So if we scan down the price, we're looking at 20. We've got one here at $9.99. Okay, so we'll take that out of the equation, $9.99. But we've got a few up here that's all right. I'm pretty happy that we could sell it at $17 plus. All right, but I would want to have a look at see how we can actually increase that $17 legitimately and make it a well worthwhile product to people to buy. In other words, value for dollar. Okay, so on the opportunity score on the right hand side here, it says here if you hover over here, this is an aggregate score on a scale of 1 to 10 that grades the potential opportunity for sellers. A high score, 9 or 10, means it's a chunk of gold you're looking at, basically. It's a great opportunity for sellers. A low score, 1 to 2, means run as fast as you can away from this particular niche, in layman's terms. All right. So here we've got an 8. I would say that's a pretty good chunk of gold we're looking at here. So, but saying that, it doesn't necessarily mean there's automatic winner. We need to do a lot more research into this with respect to confirming you want to actually go ahead and start to invest in this. So the next thing I'm looking at is sort of the average revenue. Is this worthwhile getting into? I know that the high demand and low competition, but is it worthwhile actually getting into? Is there enough money to be made? Basically, is the demand there? Well, it says high demand, but let's have a look. So we've got 30 there, we've got 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, yeah, 80,000. Yeah, what we're saying is a minimum 75,000. So we've ticked that box. So that's cool. I like that. We've got one seller up here, 30,000. That's obviously our target. We need to knock him off the sort of the pedestal there. But everybody else is making reasonable money. You know, would I be happy enough sitting around here selling 10 grand a month with 11 reviews? Let me think about it. Yes, is the answer there. Clearly, $21.99. Yep. Let's look at that. So basically, what we're looking here is a pretty viable product. But let's have a look at the competition. I don't want to be getting into a product that's got a lot of competition. Now, I know that Jungle Set's already telling me it's got low competition, but I just want to confirm for myself where we are on that. So basically what we're going to do is jump down to page 2. Okay, so we're now on page 2. So sort of look down, and basically we're looking for the same product. It's pretty reasonable. So even if we're on page 2, we're going to be selling. We're going to be making a little bit of money. Now, as I'm scrolling down here, what I'm looking for is something like this. All right. So it's the add-ons, right? This is selling for $26.99. Let me open this up for a second. All right. Let's have a look at this particular seller's listing. All right. So we've now got a $26.99 product. We've got, right, our iPad. Let me say it. It's our iPad gel pads for your eyelash extensions. So that's exactly what we're looking for. It's also got 100 mascara brushes. Okay, throwaway brushes. It's also got some of these widgets. I've got no idea what those widgets are. Like I say, I'm not into hair and beauty and makeup, but it doesn't mean to say that I'm not going to become the world's expert very, very quickly. If I'm going to get into this product. But basically the point here is additional products make it a very viable option for somebody to scroll down like I just did. Let's just go back there. Okay, versus this product here, which is a good price. You know, it's got various different options by the look of it, 50, 100 or 300. Or go down here. Let's go down here. It's the same old product, same packaging, you know what I mean? Or come up here where you think, you know what? Yeah, it makes sense for me to buy this particular product because it's got all of these additional products on there. It's got the mascara brushes. It's got these extra widgets, wherever they are. You know, I'm going to go with this because I don't now have to shop around and get the additional products that already go with it. It's all in one. It's a tattoo glue ring. Look at that. Look. No idea what that was. All right. So basically, what we're trying to do is look for additional add-on products. When we talk to our supplier and say, okay, then Mr. Supplier, we're interested in this particular product, but I want to make it an added value bundle. I want to add this and this. What have you got in your inventory that I could use? What have you got in your catalog that I could actually put into this bundle and make it a worthwhile bundle for someone to buy? Anyway, let's continue to look down here because we're looking for competition. So page 2 is pretty much jam-packed there, so which is not a bad thing. That's pretty cool. Let's look at page 6. So we've got 16 listings on here. There's about 16 on there. 16 times 6 is 96. I'm looking for a product that's got less than 100 competitors, to be honest with you. So page 6. So I got to page 6, and it's got jam-packed full of eyelash pads. All right, I've got 100 competitors, you know. So do the shortcut. Page equals 2 at the top here. I'm just going to change that 2 to a 6. Hit enter on my keyboard. It's going to take me directly to page 6. Now I'm going to be looking at, forget the sponsored ads. I'm going to be scrolling down here, and we're still seeing the same thing. But as you can see, 0 reviews. In other words, they're not actually selling anything, not selling anything, not selling anything. Okay, nothing going on down here. 1 review there, so they've sold a little bit. And basically, it's a pretty open market down the back here. There's no one doing anything. But as you can see, yeah, they're not actually adding too much value. They're just standard products, low cost, really low cost, some of them. And they're actually, so $26. But remember that one that we looked at a minute ago with all of those additional parts on there with the mascara brushes, right? $26.99. This one here, $26.74, just for the pads. What would you buy? If you're a buyer, I would buy the one with all of the additional stuff going on. And this is, as a seller, what we've got to start thinking about. Okay, how can I actually improve my offer to make it irresistible for a buyer? Let's go back to page 1. So we can do that over here. Page equals 6. I'm going to go page equals 1. Okay, and what I want to do now is we'll look at how I can actually improve. I'm not sure how I can actually improve under iPads, but let's have a look at this top seller here. This has only got a 4-star. All right, so let's have a look at his 1-star reviews. It's got 14%. Okay, and the reason I'm doing this is to see how I can actually improve this product. So I'm going to talk to a supplier, and I'm going to try and find a supplier for these products. Okay, and I'm going to talk to them and say, you know what, can we improve that, because some of the problems that other people are having are this, and this. I want to be improving this particular areas. All right. So let's have a look at his 1-star reviews. So I have used several hydrating eye patches and masks. Never have I had one that was lacking hydration. It was uncomfortable as this one. All right, so maybe hydration is an issue with respect to this particular sort of product, but we need to talk to the supplier about how to improve hydration for these particular products. Like I said, I've only just started to look at this product. Before I'd done anything else, I'd want to do my homework with respect to understanding what this product is. And that's something I'm going to do because I quite like the look of it. It's going to go on my shortlist. Now, shortlist is a product that's got potential, but obviously needs a little bit more homework done on it. Okay, so hydration being 1 point here. Okay, what else we got? Not very impressed, but why? Clients, okay, this is more like a salon. My clients complained of irritation, so maybe irritation is an issue. Maybe it's and it needs to be more sensitive for the skin. Something like this. Again, that's something that we can talk to the supplier with respect to making improvements on. The first 3 packages I opened felt like gel and didn't work. Maybe they've got an expiry date that we need to worry about. We need to have a look at that. I have 97 dried up packages with no option return. or maybe, there we go, no option for exchange. Maybe we can actually offer that as a service. Maybe we can actually have that in there, talk to our supplier, or actually sort of have that one of the things as a follow-up email with respect to if you're not 100% happy with your product, we do offer 100% exchange for X amount of period of time, obviously not an unopened one, and that could be part of your selling unique selling point. Okay, always look at where you can improve upon your supplier, your competitor. Now, this competitor is the number one seller. Okay, so if he's got 14% one-star reviews, I'm sure we can actually take some of these points and talk to our supplier and say, you know what, we need to improve upon these particular areas. What can you do? You are the supplier, you are the manufacturer. And we can then go back on our listing and say, we offer 100% exchange. We have hypoallergenic. Our pads don't dry up. They are super hydration effectiveness, stuff like this. Okay. So it's really important to understand how you can improve on your product, add value, right, and make sure that you've got the best product out there. And it doesn't matter if you are, a little bit more expensive than your competitors, as long as it's worth it to the customer. As long as the buying customer looks at your product and goes, you know what, it is $27. Yeah, I can get the same product for $9.99, but the $9.99 product doesn't have the additional items that I'm looking for. Might have a pair of tweezers on there, for example. Might have the mascara brushes. Might have extra. I don't know. This, like I said, we need to do the homework on this one. Okay. We've also got that exchange, that 100% guarantee, 100% sort of warranty added in there. Yes, it's going to be worthwhile for the customer to spend the $27 as opposed to the $9.99. Make sure you can offer that. Make sure you can talk to your supplier. Right? Oh, look at this one here. This is a scam. Do not buy this product. Okay, I will send mine back. If you notice in my photo that I posted here words wuzu. I don't know what that means before hydrating power. This is not in the advertised photo. Okay, let's have a look. It's always good to have a look. Okay, so it's got wuzu hydrating. Okay, let's go and have a look at the actual product itself. Well, this is by Wuzu, so I don't know what they're talking about. This particular buyer has got the wrong end of the stick. It's the brand, basically. The brand is Wuzu, so that's fine. But it's something to clear up. Make sure you're clear on your listing. Maybe the listing needs to be optimized a little bit more. Okay. So anyway, this is one area that you need to be looking at and picking up on. Okay. I would go through this and make a note of every single thing here, and make sure that we can actually talk to our supplier to improve all of that. Let's have a look at the main listing. Okay. So that particular review was fairly clear that the image is not the same as what they received. Okay, because it did have the this is a brand, it's Wuzu brand, and they're basically what they've done is they've branded their packaging, but what they've forgotten to do is update their image to show their actual product. This is a generic pack. Okay, and what they've done is they've added their brand name to the packaging, but they've forgot to update the product photographs. Okay, consequently, that buyer was a little bit miffed and left a 1-star review because of that. Simple mistake, rookie mistake. Don't make silly mistakes like that. Look at this. Look, it's a standard. What they've done here is they've been a little bit lazy with respect to using the supplier's photographs. Okay, it's obvious what they've done. Okay, they've used the supplier's photographs on their listing as opposed to getting some products and doing their own photographs. Right? This image down here is clearly directly from Alibaba. I can guarantee it. I'm not going to go and check it out now, but I can guarantee that is directly from Alibaba, from the supplier. Okay, So what we can do now is have a look at that. Search Google for image. I bet we find the supplier. Maybe not. I don't know. It's taken us to their actual page itself, which is Hair and Beauty. And if you hover over here, it's got the UZI gel pads. But they just haven't updated their information. Okay, so basically what they've done is, I don't know whether it's an affiliate count or what, I don't know. But again, they just haven't got the right photographs in there. Make sure you got the right images on there, guys. Okay, make sure you got that. Don't make that mistake. All right, so basically it comes with a little bag as well. So again, that's something that we could look at, talk to our supplier and say, you know what, guys, can we actually get a bag? So we've got a bag, we've got our pouches in there, we've got our mascara brushes in there, we've got a set of instructions in there, we've got all sorts of a set of tweezers, whatever the case may be. Make sure that we're adding value where we can, and make sure our listing is fully optimized. Is this fully optimized, this one? Well, no, because we've got the wrong image in there. We've got some lazy images in there. The title, I would say, would get a little bit better. Bullet points, reasonable. So we've got the description. Product description could be better. This is not very well optimized at all, to be fair. We could do a lot better than that. Okay, so we've got a few Q&As down there, which is important. This is free information, by the way, guys. Don't forget, you can get anyone within the group, get any of your friends to actually post a question. You make sure you answer it with a sales slant to the answer. Okay, our products are over the competitors because we offer this, this, and this. Okay, make sure you're actually answering some of these questions yourselves, and put that sales slant in your answer. Okay. All right, so basically, I've run over a little bit, but I've covered two aspects today. We've done a pioneer. I just wanted to continue on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to continue with this product, and I might actually do this product myself. And what I'll do is I'll go and find a supplier on the next call and see if we can follow this one through. If it's any good, let's launch it. Why not? But so obviously we need to do a little bit more homework on that. So again, if you've got any questions on this aspect, come back to me. If you want to come and down for a quick chat, that's good as well. So anyway, that's all I've got.